John is like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to go." She was like, "Hey, you want me to walk?" She said, "You want to walk me to the car?" He's like, "Sure." And we get to the car, and she is riding this dude like the Lone Ranger riding Silver. They are going at it. John, you can't be this hard up, man. You're a nice looking dude.
Hey,
You
man,
can't be.
the power of the vagina.
Hey, the power of vagina. I guess so.
Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Antonio, we are the DCU and Me podcast. Been so long since, Supergirl.
Oh God,
Lancers,
yeah.
HBO, all spoilers. Gotta talk about a thing to talk about a thing. And of course, as always, we are brought to you by the Upon Further Review. If you haven't checked us out, please do that on all the things YouTube, subscribe, Facebook, TikTok, IG, Threads. And if you're listening to us on the podcast side, we appreciate you as well. We see you, we acknowledge you as a team member also. So I can't even lie. This one is difficult for me today. Very difficult.
Yeah.
What's the one word that describes this first episode of Lanterns?
Oh my goodness. I have a few in my head, but I'm really trying to narrow it down. Um, because it's like I don't really have a word
Me
for it.
neither. But we gotta
I
we
really,
committed to one word though, so we gotta commit to the bit.
oh
I know.
God Almighty. Um, hmm, replacements.
Elaborate.
Replacements. I okay. This entire episode, and I only say replacements because it just reminded me of something. As you know, Rashad, and some of y'all, most of y'all know, I'm a big sports fan. And so this reminds me of, let's say, an NFL team, which is the Green Lantern Corps. And they've had this star quarterback. And the star quarterback has been the man all these years and everything. And, he's like, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm great. I'm Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, baby. And management notices that you're getting older because in most comic book genres, Earthlings or Terrans, as they refer to us sometimes as, we age faster than most other races or space races. And so they're saying, hey, and we've never had a human Green Lantern before. And so think about it football wise. Hey, we've had this guy for a while. Everything seems good. He's getting older. He still got gas in the tank. Let's get his replacement in in the house. That way, and so he can learn under this person. And that way, it's an easy, smooth transition instead of, oh my God, he's dying, and then the ring goes to somebody else who's like, what the hell do I do with this thing? But what normally happens in a situation like that, especially in NFL football, they bring in someone that's their replacement. 9 times out of 10, that quarterback that's in place is like, the hell is this? I'm good, baby, for another fucking couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not my job to get this kid ready to take my job. And that's exactly what Hal Jordan is doing. He doesn't want to be not just replaced, he doesn't want to be replaceable. He don't want to be replaced because he's like, I'm Hal Jordan. I am QB1. I'm the first. So
Hal,
that's why
jo-
I say this.
Hal Jordan said, "You must not know about
I
me."
mean, you must not know. And you know what it is? It's like any given Sunday. Hal Jordan, this dang on Dennis Quaid character, and Jon Stewart is steaming Willie beaming, baby. you know,
My name is Willie.
my
Willie
Willie
Beeman.
beaming.
I keep the
Oh, the
ladies.
ladies creaming.
Hey, so
Yo,
so so you trying to say that the Green Lantern Corps is the Packers.
Yes. And Hal Jordan is Brett Favre. For those that remember Brett Favre was like, "Oh, dude, we are so tired of you singing, hey, you don't know when you're gonna go, you're gonna hang it up. Oh, we in a position to get this kid from University of Cal who's pretty good, named Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Brett, why don't you, we're gonna keep him under you a little bit, teach him some things, get him ready." Brett Favre said, I'm the I'm the Bayou Bullet, baby. I'm not about to go. I'm not about to do that. It that's what's going on right now.
And then
So
they did the same
and that's why I
thing
said
to him to
replaceable.
Jordan Love.
Yes, and he's Aaron Rodgers did the same
Hey
thing
man, the
to
Packers,
Jordan
man,
Love. Yeah.
they will pivot. All right, good, really good word replacement because
Okay.
that's that. Yeah, because we'll get into it. My word for this, and it took me a minute, like for real. Like I just thought of this like 2 minutes ago as you were explaining yours. It is
Hmm.
abilities. And because we see on full display the ability of the ring, we also see
Hmm.
just the natural abilities of oh man, what's that nigga's name? Jon Stewart.
Hal Jordan.
No,
Jon
no,
Stewart.
no,
Okay.
no, no. We see his abilities from day one.
True.
We also see the abilities of Hal Jordan and just
Hmm.
how cocky and arrogant and self-serving he is as a person and also
Hmm.
as a lancer. We also see the ability, also see the lack of ability in humankind on full display in this episode because the whole point of this alien plot, what did my man say? Why are you here?
Hmm.
Vengeance. So along the line, we did something to offend these people or this species of alien who can look and
Hey,
act just like humans. So
hey, man. Hey, before you go any further, completely different comic book, but as the Shi'ar Empire said, the ghetto Milky Way, the ghetto of the Milky Way is Earth, yo, for real.
I'm
And I
just
and I
saying,
joke and I joke a lot too with people that know me. I said I know aliens sometimes fly by Earth and be like, lock the doors, honey. It's the Earthlings. Lock the doors. Lock the doors.
hide your money, y'all. There's poor people
Somebody
around.
around. Somebody else will fuck with your broke ass.
With your broke
Broke
ass.
ass. Hide your wife, hide your kids. The damn Earthlings are here.
Oh
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. But
God,
that's
yo, like nah, for
yeah, man.
real, man. Like ability, and that's really where we start because like this episode starts in the most craziest way
Yo, yo.
ever. And the funny thing is like his dad, right? That
Uh-huh.
dude is also in a movie playing a dad. I forgot the name of the movie. But it's a movie coming up that I think it was at Sundance and it may have like been up for some awards or something.
Uh-huh.
But like I really want to see that movie. Like that actor, I think he's like super up and coming. The black dude, I
Hmm.
forgot his name. But yeah, shout out to him. But yo, it's him, his brothers in the house. You already know how this go. Your parents home. Hey man, y'all can't watch no TV. Y'all on punishment. Of course, we gonna be watching TV because ain't nobody there. That's some
Hmm.
very 80s, 90s parenting going on. You know,
Yes.
I need you to respect me even when I'm not there. I want you to do the right thing at
Uh-huh.
all times. Just a whole lot of integrity and character type parenting.
Uh-huh.
We watching TV. He watching TV. It's CB. It's 60
60, mi-
minutes.
60 minutes because he wants to see the interview. It's 1996, by the way, you guys,
Hmm.
in this. And he wants to see the interview of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, because he's been there, he's been the Green Lantern, and he's like basically, I ain't gonna say outing himself, but being like, look here, I'm Hal Jordan.
It's me.
It's me. I'm part of the Green Lantern Corps, and we're here to basically be the police. We're the police of the universe, and I'm the first one here for this planet.
I really liked it was a very genius way to catch the greater audience into his
Hmm.
backstory. I love
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
very creative backstory and using
Yeah.
CBS 60 Minutes, no, Warner Brothers affiliate property, some brand synergy going on with them, and
Hmm.
explains his story. Parents dead, dad died in a in a
In a,
test flight accident,
uh,
horrific death. He's
he
like,
joins the
yo,
Air Force. Yeah.
goes to Air Force, basically lives up to in his dad's footsteps, tells him, look, yo, I don't fear nothing. My parents is dead. Ain't no fear after that. You
Yeah, he
know,
said that.
so
He says once you lose one or both of your parents, he was like,
ain't
"What is
nothing else
there?
it was there to be
What is there
afraid
for you to
of.
be scared of, afraid of?" Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was a again, those like those small little character building things that we get in the beginning of this. And of course,
I also appreciate that the interview was done on 60 Minutes because during that
yeah,
time in
that was where
96,
you dropped
six
information.
yeah, 60 Minutes was like I grew up in a house, man, with my mom and my grandparents, my grandfather, religiously every Sunday. So what, 7 o'clock? He had 60 Minutes. He watched it religiously. Do not bother him with 60 Minutes on, no matter who was there. Ed Bradley, all the goats that was up.
Andy
60 Minutes
Rooney,
was the
yeah.
show that you Andy Rooney. Well, yeah, 60 Minutes was the show that my bad. 60 Minutes was the show that you did all of, what I'm saying, your stuff on and you went. So I appreciate kind of the authenticity of that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 60 Minutes. Matter of fact, CBS News was an institution before
Mm,
2024. But anyway, and that lady with the very with the man like name, I forgot her name. Anyway,
hmm
Trump's crony. Anyway, the watch the interview, dad gets home, they turn the TV off, acting like they wasn't watching it. Dad instantly says, "What's his name?" He's like, "Hal something." Because he's like 9 at this
And
point.
won't he like the youngest or whatever?
He was the
The
youngest.
youngest what all the other ones is like, hey man, come on. We about to get our ass
No,
whooped.
no,
He
yo,
the
this
only
nigga
one
about to
like
come in here and
he kept the
murder
TV
us.
on up until the door opened up to turn it off and turned to look this damn like, yeah, I had the TV on. What you gonna do, nigga? That's like he had that look in his eye, like, yeah. And the
Take,
daddy knew right away.
he said, all right, no, takes him outside. And when I mean a tone setting scene,
Mm-hmm.
he said he grabs an apple out the little bowl, goes outside, puts
Yeah.
that apple on his head. He's about 20 feet away from his son. He says,
Yeah.
"Hey, are you afraid?" Lil Jon says, "What?"
What? What?
What?
What? He was like,
He said,
ain't
I
no
ain't never
cool,
scared.
ain't, ain't no sugar pumping in this heart,
He said,
boy.
I ain't never scared. His father takes his gun out of his holster, aims it,
Mm-hmm.
shoots the apple off of his son's head.
That boy ain't flinch.
Did not flinch. He said, ain't no bitch in
Bitch in
me.
me. Ain't no bitch in me.
I sat there in sheer amazement and
Uh-huh.
also just sheer shock. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what kind of what are we doing? I was saying, and it,
I'm gonna tell you why you were in shock, Rashard. For all of y'all that don't know, we here at the Upon Further Review, we have our views and stuff. But let me let y'all know something. What happened there? That stuff black folk don't do. That stuff black folk don't do for real like that. And we were just I got a question, Rashad. When he
okay.
told him, let's go outside, what did you think he was gonna do?
I don't know. I really thought he about to run the ones with him. Like I just thought it was about to be some serious parental abuse. I didn't know
Oh, yeah,
whether it been
oh,
like physical activity or I don't know. I'm
oh.
not
You
I
wanna know
don't
what I
know.
thought?
What's that?
Go get a switch.
That's what I'm saying. I really thought
I
he was
thought,
about, yeah, I thought he was about to
yeah.
get beat, but like the apple threw me off. I was like, niggas about to eat an apple and beat him, or he about to eat an apple while he doing some sort of like, extraneous
Uh,
exercise. And they said, nah, he was shooting. And if you paid attention to him, this wasn't the first time.
yeah, yeah, no, there were bullet holes on the like garage door or whatever they had him up. And then
Yeah.
after he did it, his son ain't flinch. He's just like, that's my boy. And hugs him. It says,
Let's go get some
go
ice
get
cream.
some ice cream. Let's go get some ice cream. What?
Yo,
That man was training John to be a certified killer. Simple
like
as that.
the trauma behind
Mhm.
that, it's yeah, it's unexplainable, dog. I was like, man, interesting cold open for this show, yo. It just sets the tone it sets the tone for him as a person going
Hmm.
forward, his character, how he be moving, like everything. The fact that there wasn't a present mother in the house because
Mm-mm.
good God, we needed some balance over there.
Yeah.
I saw on thread somebody was like, "Oh, there's a whole like comic reason behind all that yada yada." Whatever. Don't care
Don't
about that
care.
right now. It's
Don't
still
care
cr-
about that
it's
right there.
it's still crazy.
That
And
is.
again, a lot of this stuff that we be watching, like I don't read a lot of Green Lantern. I don't know a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
DC, to be honest. So
Hmm.
we're watching this as people watching TV, not as
Hmm.
comic ardent lovers of comic book readers of this particular comic watching this
Right.
show. Y'all got a whole different perspective. I respect that.
And and in no way are we shitting on Green Lantern. We understand who Green Lantern is. We understand who the Green Lantern Corps is. That's I think the whole concept of the Green Lantern Corps is dope as hell. I know, it's a different couple of Green Lanterns all over the quadrant sector. That is still crazy as hell, yo. That is still
Wild.
right. That is still wild.
Yeah.
So what we get next, we get a 10-year time jump. It's the year 2016.
20.
John is at a no, no, 16, still 16.
You said it was 96.
Yeah, 96 with right.
20 is how jump.
Oh, my bad. 20-year time jump.
I
Pardon
was
me. I
like,
had to think. My
it's
math ain't
okay.
mathing. Pardon.
No, it's all right.
So 20-year time jump, and John is, then grown up to be a fine, devilishly handsome Mufasa, green-eyed Tiana Taylor X looking man around here. I just man, the women love
Aaron, yeah, that's
yeah, that's
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Women love it. And so he's like working out, of course, with a tank top on. Is there notices, oh shit, running late. He goes outside and he hears play that funky music, white boy, from off distance, and you
Hilarious.
see him right, and then you see him roll his eyes. And I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" Car comes around the corner. It's Hal Jordan, and he's like, "Hey, get on in!" And he looking at him like, and it's funny because you see 20 years later the difference because when he was a kid and watching the interview, he was in awe of like, oh my God, this man, this Hal Jordan is, and he wanted, and like that's probably was his hero. And what they say, Rashad, sometimes never meet your
Never meet
heroes,
your heroes.
never meet your heroes. They let you down. And so they get in the car, and he's like, "You want to know why I'm late?" He was like, "I really don't." He was like, "Want to know why I'm half drunk?" That's like, I was like, "What?" And so he was like, "Nah, come on." And so they busted you, and you learn that basically he is training. Hal is kind of training John as a Green Lantern, and you could tell Hal is kind of irritated about the whole thing because John is just like, yeah, it's been about 2 months, and you really ain't taught me jack. You really ain't taught me jack shit, yo. Nothing like what you want. And he was like, "Oh, look, man." He says, "I got the ring." He says, "This is a whole different process of what they doing." And he's like, "Yeah, the blue men. I don't know why they doing this." So he said, "You know what? Better yet." He was like, "Here's a lesson for you. My man said there's going to be like a taco restaurant 3 miles up the road. I'll meet you there. Takes the ring off, put it on the dashboard, and jumps out the car. And Jon Stewart was like, "Yo, my Nick, what are you?" And then you see the car go off the cliff, and you see him grab the ring. You just see him straining, and the car crashes, but you don't see what happened. Next thing you know, you see John walking, and he is pissed. He's like pissed off. And then all of a sudden, the ring flashes, and Hal is in front of him, but it's a cleaner, younger Hal. And he's like, "Hey, man." And Hal is talking to him, "Hey, who are you? What you doing on my ring?" And he was like, "What do you do?" He was like, "Oh, yeah, my consciousness, we put our consciousness in these rings, and, we supposed to, like, kind of, almost like a diary type thing. We supposed to, like, weekly, saying,
He
leave
said we
stuff in
supposed to
here and say
update
what's
this.
going
We supposed to upload our consciousness every week for posterity.
for
This
posterity reasons." And he was
nigga
just
ain't uploaded his memory in a decade.
no, I can't in a decade. He said, "What year is this?" He said, 2016. He said, "Oh." He was like, "So why did you got the ring?" He said, "Oh, I must be dead." He was like, "No, you're not dead." And he was like, "So why you got the ring?" He says, "Hey, man, the Corps wants us." He was like, "Oh, training." He was like, "Oh, so show me something. Show me." "Hey, man, we need to fly to him." He says, "Yo, where am I at?" He was like, "You at a taco stand 3 miles up the road." And he was like, "Oh, well, come on, fly. Let's get there." "I haven't taught you that, did I?" He kept asking to do stuff. He was like, "I ain't taught you." He was like, "Well, can I give you a message? Can I trust you?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Look, man, tell him Russer." I forgot the message, but Rushville, whatever you.
Hell in Rushville, I think it was.
Yeah, Hale in Rushville. And he says, "What does that?" He says, "I don't know exactly what it means." And he's like, "Okay." It goes away. So he's walking, and then you cut to the taco stand, and the people love Hal Jordan. They're taking pictures, ask for autographs. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" He's loving the adulation, high five and everything, and selfies with him. And then I love, "Hey, man, why don't you wear the suit?" Or whatever. He's like, "It's like a special occasion type thing." He says, "You don't wear a tie all the time because you know what? They can be annoying. Why would you do that?" They were like, "Oh, it makes sense." He was like, "I know. Good job," or whatever. And then here comes Jon Stewart sitting there. He's like, "Hey, man, you made it. You're alive. I'm surprised, but you hit." He was like, "Oh." He said, "So how'd you do it?" My man said the most basic shit ever shot. And you saw how Jordan looked at him like, "Nigga, that's what you did. Everything you could have did." He said, "How'd you do it?" He was like, "I wrapped myself in bubble wrap." Which is hilarious. He said bubble. He went bubble wrap, and we was
Bubble
like,
wrap.
okay, okay. He was like, whatever. And then he was like, "Man," he was just like pissed off at him. And then he says to him, "Yeah, I had a little vision of you, construct of you pop up out there." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we were supposed to make these and everything." He was like, "Yeah." He said he had a message for you. He was like, "Yeah." He says, "You would know what it is." "Yeah, what is it?" He says, "Hail and he said, "Say it again." "Okay," and dipped and left him he was like, "What the?" Jon Stewart is like, "What the?" And he was like, "Of course, of course." And so he has to catch an airplane, a flight, Rashad, to Nebraska, and that's a small town. So that means he probably caught that Omaha, maybe Omaha Airport, and then drove to wherever this little small town is, and
Yeah.
there seems to be something going on.
Real quick, like before, I can't remember is it when he was going to, I think before he was walking on the highway by himself, he calls his dad. He's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this nigga
Hmm.
house suck, bro. Like he not teaching me
Yeah.
nothing. I've been here for like 2 months. I don't know how to do anything." And his dad was like,
Hmm.
"Hey, basically stay the course. Stop crying."
Yeah.
you already know once you finish the training, you got the job, right? He was like, yes, sir. And that was like really it. It's because basically he was like, yo, he's testing you. Basically
Hmm.
pass the test. Because that was his thing the entire episode. Yo, he just be testing me, man, for no for nothing. Like everything feels
Hmm.
all for naught. And it kind of leads us into when we get to Rushville, because he drive there, he
Yeah.
had
There's hail in Rushville, Nebraska.
yeah, we was close
That
enough.
was the term.
So
Yeah.
he drives there, pulls up to the this like football stadium. It's like very Friday Night Lights
High
because
school.
it's
It's
a
a high school football.
it's a small town, and
Uh-huh.
people love football. It's a community
Hmm.
event. In case you guys don't understand that, the he gets there, police is there, and he rolls up like, "Oh, I'm with Hal." Dude rails in, "Oh, it's another one of them," and he was like, "Yeah, let him in." He's looking like, "Nigga, I told you I was with Hal."
Yeah.
So he walks in there and said, "Yo, what's going on?" And he was like, "Yo,
Mass. It's a mass shooting.
I got a feeling, bro. This is alien related." And John is like, "Nigga, I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Nah, I know,
Yeah.
I know it's some aliens in here."
Yeah.
And Sheriff folds up and says, "Look, y'all, I know who you are. I know what you do. Stay
Y'all ain't
off.
got no y'all don't have no jurisdiction here.
Got no jurisdiction. I don't give a damn about what you got going on. Stay off my field.
Hmm.
Mind your business. You can sit in these stands." And then I like how John already has the requisite skills to do the job. He just doesn't know
Hmm.
the lantern part because he was like, "Hey,
Hmm.
look down there and tell me what happened." And he kind of goes through the whole fact that like fans rush the field, yada yada, game
Hmm.
winning, boom, somebody started shooting, you know, and then all of a sudden you see like this one person on the field with just a shirt on, but you see
Uh-huh.
like the hometown team like sweater on the ground, like not close by him, and he's like looking like real. I'm just trying to blend in, you know.
Yeah.
So so he's like, I'm about to go down and see what's what. Hal says, "No, don't do that."
Don't do
And he
that.
was like, "Why not?" He said, "Just I'm trying to make sure he alien. Now. I need you not to do
Uh-huh.
that." And of course, because John is so starved for any sort of validation or to prove
Hmm.
himself to Hal, he's like, "Nigga, I'm going down there." So he goes down there. Sheriff says, "The fuck is you doing? I told you not to go on my field."
Hmm.
So he's looking, he's scanning. He spots him.
Hmm.
He instantly darts off.
He told the sheriff, he was like, he see, I'm looking at him, don't he? Yup, and he dipped. He just did. He's like, and he dips off, and it becomes almost like a Scooby-Doo style chase or
But it was
whatever.
yeah, but like it was so funny.
Hmm.
Even that little random chase scene. I like how things are constructed in the show
Hmm.
because they just seem smart to me. I feel like if it was it's one of okay. This show to me is a very the most fantastical grounded superhero show I've seen in a while because it
You know what
really
it was giving me?
feels yeah, go ahead.
It was giving me like True Detective.
That's what I'm saying. That's exact
Yeah,
because
and
that's what they was that's how they pitched it, you know?
yeah, and it wasn't, and like you said, this was like you said the least fantastical superhero show that we've seen because you even with Peacemaker and everything, it seems like fantastical or whatever. This seemed like something that really could have happened, and it's just like, oh snap, like aliens are here now. Hmm.
Because I mean because like to be very honest, we've already
Uh-huh.
seen this plot
Yeah.
with the butterflies, but it's just a different iteration of it. Instead of like
Mm-hmm.
something burrowing in somebody's mind, it's just the aliens is taking on, the form of humans.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, even though I know this is a very common trope, even just for DC property,
Mm-hmm.
it seems rather compelling to me.
Yeah, it is.
Because even when they actually got caught up with him, found him, and eventually like lock him up, I'm still interested. And even when they go to the bar in this little town, and
Yo, yo, my bad. Before that, my bad. Hal says, "Can I talk to?" No, I. This also is giving how time in movies, especially in the '80s, when the small town they're so small-minded, where the town is like their world or whatever, and like I don't care, I don't believe this or whatever.
I'm
Like
the sheriff around these
I'm
parts.
the sheriff around. It's like, lady, this we know that this dude is a Green Lantern. I would listen to him if he says, "Yo, I got a feeling this dude is an alien here," and she's just like, "This nigga ain't no alien. He ain't no but a redneck hick."
But to me, it feels like they have past history.
They definitely do. They definitely do
Because the
because she kind of
rapport
was
is
like,
way too like, oh my God, this nigga
she was like,
again.
"Hello, hey, Hal," kind of like type situation. And so, like you said, we get to the bar. This nigga made a counterfeit $20 bill, constructed a $20 bill with his ring, put it into the daggone machine, and picked the same song like four
Had that
times in
hoe
a
on repeat.
repeat on repeat four times in a row. And he's talking, and he's like, "So what you trying to do?" He was like, "Nah, nothing." And then John realizes he's like, "Are you trying to
You
get
trying to go to
arrested
jail.
so you can go to jail so you can?" And he was like, "Yeah, like that." And so the song is playing for the second time, and the dudes at the pool table was like, "Hey yo, how?" Like what the fuck, yo, for real, like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he's like, "Nobody can like this song this many times or whatever." And then it plays again, and Hal takes his ring off and says, "Look here. So what you gonna see? Something happen, and they're gonna look like they're really beating me down or whatever. Don't get involved." He says, "Oh, I ain't." And then he looked at him and was like, "You mother, you gonna enjoy this?" He was like, whatever." And then it plays again, and it's like, "How if it plays one more time, but beat your ass," whatever. So Hal walks over there and was like, "Hey man, what's wrong with good music? You don't like good music? What's wrong? What's the problem?" And they proceed to beat the dog piss out of Hal. While this is going on, this older woman is flirting with John. And when I first saw this chick, I was like, she flirting hard. I said, "All right, Miss Cougar, she's flirting very hard to with John or whatever." And John seemed like he was into it, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?" I, I get it, but I really don't get it. That's
Like
just, you know what I'm saying?
I know you're not this hard up for this with John for this regular
I
white
know.
woman, y'all. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on, bro.
no, you ain't this hard up for no vagina like that. And so they come in, cops come, they arrest John, and they extra rough with John. And he looks over at, no, they arrest Hal.
That's
And
how,
then
yeah.
Hal looks at John and winks at him. It's like, "Hey," or what, or whatever. And he's
He's
like, "All
like,
right."
man, whatever, bro.
And so the lady is like, John is like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to go." She was like, "Hey, you want me to walk?" She said, "You want to walk me to the car?" He's like, "Sure." And we get to the car, and she is riding this dude like the Lone Ranger riding Silver. They are going at it, making it out, and I'm like, "John, you can't be this hard up, man. You're a nice looking dude, but
Hey,
you
man,
can't be."
the power of the vagina.
Power, hey, the power of vagina. I guess so. And so, she don't say who she is or anything like that. He was like, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Oh, when you like to know," type shit or whatever like that. The next morning, she how John goes to the police station is like, "Hey man, what's the bail so we can get out of here with that?" She was like, and here go the sheriff. "Mm-mm, you ain't getting no bail out of me until he gets arraigned." So he gets to and he's in the courtroom. And this is a hick town, like a little small hick town. And they're like, the judge is like, "Oh, for this and that." He was like, "Your Honor, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Can I please talk to this person?" "No, you can't." But he was like, "Ah, come on." And you see John just sitting back there like, "This nigga right here." And then he's like representing himself. And she's about to look like throw the book at him, and then this guy pops through the door, and you saw the sheriff face look automatically like, I know good and damn well. It's a lawyer. He comes in and says, "Hey, I'm his representative. Don't say nothing else." She's like, "He's chosen." She was like, "Look, I know what this is. Y'all trying to set this man up." He was like, exactly what he said. Come to find, he gets him off, and he's like, "Hey, look here. What's the fine? What's the bail? $100,000 bail." My man said, $100,000, $200,000. He was like, she said, you wanna go any further? He went, no, no, you got it. And leaving. And he's like, hey, man. He talked to the lawyer dude. Ain't nothing for free. What's this? He was like, look here, man. My daddy, he said, because the dude said, my daddy will send over that check for $200,000 by the end of this day. And then he's like, what's up? He was like, hey, man, listen, man, my dad just want to meet you. Want to have you over for dinner. That's all, or whatever. And they come to find out that the sheriff is his wife. And she's pissed off that he stepped in. And and it's so funny because when Hal realized, he said, oh, hot dog. He thinks it's hilarious. It's like, yeah, my dad is barbecuing this and that. And it was like, barbecuing. And then Jon is like, y'all coming too? That's like, he's vegan. He don't eat nothing like this, man. This for us. Let's go. And he like, and Jon looking at him like, really, man, this the game we playing. And they get to this ranch. And good God Almighty, the ranch looked like it's about maybe a tenth of the town, man. For real, that is a big ranch, and this
Huge.
guy has his own militia as well. Like his own militia. Like I said, what is this? The 1800s? The Wild Wild West of 1800? What's the movie Young Guns? When the guy, he hires a bunch of young guys to be like, like to tend to the farm and be his own militia and stuff. And I'm like, yo, what did this dude, Daddy, do? And he came and they talked and they met. And he even, hey, I understand you vegan. I got some tofu steak here. I said, Jon, we gotta do better. Tofu steak is just diabolical. And the man is sitting there playing with the meat, cutting it up in front of him and stuff. And they're talking.
Very,
And
very
he's
Tywin
just,
Lannister like.
yes, Tywin Lannister with the deer in front of Jaime. And so they're asking him, like, yo, why did you do this? He's like, look, man, I know who you are. I know what you about. And he was like, the aliens. He's like, yeah, I think something's up with this guy too as well. And he's just like, look here, man. He says, I'm all about protecting my planet. That sounds like some almost I'm here to protect America. That's what I'm here to protect. Get them illegal aliens out of here. And he basically said, get them
Yeah.
aliens out of here because of this right here.
It was like, get
And
them
you get them
aliens.
aliens. Because you see, Jon is not messing with it at all because he
Nah,
already
John
catch the
already
vibe.
know.
Jon already know, and Hal he knows too, but he's playing the game. He's
Yeah.
playing the game to see what's going on with this dude, and he's just like, "Oh, all right." He was like, "Oh, you want to talk to him? Don't worry, my daughter-in-law will. She'll let you go in there tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, and you can talk to her all." On top of that, they meet the sheriff and her husband's kid. And Jon sees the kid out there playing football because they asked him earlier what position he played. He says, wherever they need me at. He says, good, team player. And so the kid is trying to throw the football through the tire, and he is failing miserably. And Jon
Big
tells him,
time.
don't aim. Yeah, she says, don't aim. Just throw it. Don't aim, just throw it. And then he does it, and he's like, oh, man, thanks. Thanks, sir. He was like, man, no problem. Good job. And he sees, hey, grandma, did you see what I did? And she was like, I sure did, honey. And Jon turns around and is like, oh. And he was like, well, I know who you are now. And she was like, yep. And he was like, yeah, it's your husband? Mm-hmm. And I guess she must have told this dude because at the end of the night, Rashad, that was the wildest thing ever, man. What
Go
happened,
ahead.
Rashad?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead.
So, so the guy that's running the farm, the ranch, he gives them like a to-go bag, like a doggy bag. So here's some stuff, blah blah blah. Everything be cool. And then he looks at Jon and was like, "Yeah, you know." He said, he looked at him and said, yeah, it's okay. You partake of a man's something. He's like he says, like partake of a man's meal or a man's belonging or something like that. He looked dead at John. And John was like, okay. And then Hal was like, hey man, what was that all about? He was like, I may have slept with his wife. May? He was like, he said, May? He said, no, I did sleep with his wife. He was like, we only been here 48 hours and you did it already? He said, hot damn, I'm proud of you, man. He said,
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed. He was like, oh my God. He said, he knows? He says, apparently. He was like, huh, all right, let's see. Next morning they get to the police station, and that sheriff chick is not hearing it at all, Rashad. She is just like, he's she's like, that's Carrie's her name. Carrie's like, he is not no alien. Blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, he is, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, what, you gonna beat it out of him? He was like, oh no, he's gonna tell me. He was like, what? She was like, she was like, you only got 10 minutes. He said, psh, I need 5. That's all. And he went and so it's funny because Hal, no, John is just so calm. He's doodling because he knows Hal is good at his job, regardless of
Yeah,
how he
absolutely.
feels, how he feels about him personally. He know he's good at the job because even Carrie was like, "Oh, I know that must sucks for you that what I'm saying you have to train under him," and he was like, "Not really." She was like, "Well," he was like, "No, he knows what he's doing.
Like,
If he has a
girl, my
hunch
daddy
about
shot
girl."
apples on top of my head. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. He was like, he knows what he's doing. If he has a hunch about something, it's something it. And so Hal goes in there and talks to this guy. And he's just talked to him about generic things. He was like, so what are you doing? He said, what did you do? I'm a truck driver. I'm from this city, and I just happened to see that our city was playing this team is football. And I love football. He says, oh, you do? Cool, cool. He said, he says, when Nebraska win their first national championship? He says, what? He was like, I mean, you love football. We in Nebraska. It ain't like you got a professional team. So University of Nebraska. He was like, he says the year. Oh, he was like, when they win their second one. Oh, who was the Heisman winner? Oh, okay. And then he was like, you're like answering everything that you are supposed to know about this or whatever. He says, and he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, who's the president of the United States? He said, no, he said, who's Barack? He said, who's Barack Obama? He was like, what? He's the president. He said, that's it? He was like, yeah, he's the president. He says, you try to tell me you from the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, and that's the only comment you have to say about Barack Hussein Obama?
He was like, yeah, man, got some birthright citizenship
I,
controversy. That's about it, right?
Rashad, how much did you love that part?
It was
How
so
much did
good.
you? It
It
was
was
so
so funny, man. Like it
it
was
was so fitting.
perfect
It was
because
perfect.
because the Obama question, like he still answered it, but it tripped him up because his whole point was like he was
Hmm.
um he was trying to okay, if I'm using another show, if I'm gonna use like Westworld, Westworld was the the robots that were trying to make have them find fidelity. So they were
Uh-huh.
asking questions going around in a circle. And once they break fidelity, it means that they wasn't doing a job. So he was trying to break his fidelity as in regards to
Hmm.
being a human. He said, bro, he asked him another question, answered. He said, hey, what school did Harry Potter go to? He said, what? He
He
said,
says,
yeah. He said, you should know that. You a human, right? I mean, you may
he
not have
said,
watched the movie, but
no, no, he didn't
everybody
say that
knows.
the movie. He didn't know the movie. He said, it's the book. You may have not read the books, but it's about 22 movies or whatever, which is funny because it's a lot. It's like 22 movies. You've seen a movie or two. Come on, you should know. And then that's when he dropped the act and said, you know what?
What if I'm
If
not a
I
human?
was, what if I'm not a human? He was like, tell me if you're not a human. And then he goes into a whole, well, I would do this. Well, I'm here for this. I'm here for that. And he was like, why? He said, why would you be here? Vengeance. And he was like, oh, really? So he's just like talking to him. And you see the lady, you see Carrie, Sheriff Carrie is looking like,
Oh shit, it is an alien.
this nigga is an alien. And
Yo,
then he was
the
like, go ahead.
the funniest part to me was like he was like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna blow this whole thing up," and
Yeah,
and and Hal was
he
like,
said, you acted.
"No, you're not." He said, "No,
Yeah.
yes, I am."
He said, yes, I am. He says, I have a thermonuclear bomb, like a thermal bomb that's like built to my biomechanics and it's gonna blow up. And he was like, you're not gonna
He
do
said,
that.
"If I think it, it'll happen." And he was like, "Nah, you're not gonna
Uh-huh.
blow a city." He said, "Yo, I can level this entire city." He said,
Yeah.
"No, you're not." And
He says
then
you and he says, you're thinking right now, how far would this go? He says the entire city.
the funny thing was like how clocks it, right? And he
Uh-huh.
actually detonates himself, you know,
Uh-huh.
and he
Because he hears
enclosed.
the he says, are you ticking? That's what he heard it tick. Tick. He heard
Yeah,
he
yo, that
said,
I'm glad you brought it. That's a funny
yeah.
tell. I was like, yo, he's actually ticking like a bomb. That's
He says, are you ticking? And he takes him, he says, get out. And he fling him over and then put a shell over him, cover him up, and he blows up. But even him covering up, it caused like a little sonic boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah. The
chain
the the
reaction.
the concussive force of that
Yeah.
explosion,
Uh-huh.
hole in the building, Main Street, glass
Uh-huh.
shattered, cars, smoked the whole nine. And the sheriff is like got him and her and John got knocked back,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, yo, this nigga just blew himself up.
What they say? I told you he's an alien. Hal stands up and says, I told you he's an alien. And you see that aftermath of what happened. We fast forward 10 years later. It's snowing outside. John has grown him a little sexy goatee. He's driving a nice little pickup truck through the snow. And if you know, he looks and he sees that ranch is like not there no more. The gate is blown off and everything like that. And he gets to where his destination where there's another police car and it's Carrie, Sheriff Carrie. And you see it's a more cordial invite. She's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing, Carrie? How you doing, John?" They hug and blah blah. How's little Kobe doing? That's the son. I believe his name was Kobe. How's he doing? Oh, he's doing good. You know, he's starting on the quarterback on the team, all state.
He
And he
said,
was like,
is he any good?
"Is he any good?"
All
He's like,
state.
"All state." He was like, "That's my boy." And then he was like, "Anybody else know anything about this?" She said, only the groundskeeper. And mind you, it's snowing heavy. And so they're back at the football stadium that they was at when the mass shooting was. And they walk up into the stands and there's Hal, dead and frozen. Like a bullet shot, like a bullet shot to his head, but he's frozen. And you see John looking down like, man. And he looks at Hal's hand to see his ring. His ring is missing. You know what else I noticed, Rashad?
What's that?
Hal ain't had no ring on either.
Yeah, that was the major thing for
I mean,
me.
excuse me, John. I mean,
John, yeah, Johnny had no ring. Yeah,
John didn't have no ring on either,
yeah.
and so we're left with that as the episode ends. Or what happened to Hal?
Great cliffhanger.
Who killed Hal? Where's the ring?
Four.
Uh huh.
This was mentioned to me on Threads. Shout out to Threads.
Uh-huh.
Is Hal really dead?
That too.
Because and this is where my my knowledge of the Green Lantern is somewhat not as I don't have as much depth in this character. Because mom was like, "Hey man, I don't think it's Hal because once he would have died, the ring would have then transferred over to John." And in my mind, I'm like, "Well, if that was the case, because if the ring on, I mean, I kind of understand like the logic behind that. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird because since he was training him, like I don't like or
Because, but also too, how when they're at the school surveying the scene, John says, "Man, because Hal says something about blah 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 blah. He's talking about how pissed off he is about having to train John,
yeah,
and how he's been chosen by saying the Corps has chosen him and stuff, and then John says to him, well, maybe that should have happened with you, and then he says, look, man, how did you get the ring? And then he explains to him, listen, not too far from this town, there was a crash. Saw a body in it. It was of this world. Said something to me. You know what I'm saying? Said something to me or whatever. He died and the ring came to my power or whatever. And one thing I can say about Hal in this episode, as arrogant as he is, because remember, because even the father at the ranch had said something about oh, you come in here with your arrogance and stuff. He was like, no, I'm the arrogant one. He's the straight lace. You know what I'm saying? One. He basically, as arrogant as he is and who he is, he doesn't play about the Green Lantern Corps, because when that alien disguised as a human was like, "What's y'all little saying?" and started saying the whole little
yeah, the whole Green
rain at,
Lantern, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you saw Hal was getting pissed
Nah,
off, like
yeah, you're right,
he
you're
was
right.
getting like, hey, shut up, yo, like we don't play with that, and then that's what made him yoke dude up and slam him up against the wall and stuff like that. So I am intrigued by this season,
My
by
exact
this right here.
words.
I'm
Very intrigued.
very much intrigued. I want to say, um, I hope, it's, what I'm saying. I think this is a very solid, good first episode.
Strong
I hope
pilot.
pilot episode, which that was the name of the episode, pilot.
Pilot, it
I
was.
pilot. I hope the momentum builds for this, because as of right now, DC needs a win.
Whew. Man, that is an
Yeah,
understatement of the year. Them niggas,
DC needs a win
they,
bad.
they really do.
Yeah.
It's funny because the making a move like I think we can't take for granted just how hard it is to make a movie sometimes.
Hmm.
And they just haven't been delivering like the way I think we thought they was gonna be doing. But to be
Yeah.
honest, they're only two movies in.
Yeah.
So like
And
there's a
Superman really won't that bad.
no, Superman wasn't bad at all. Like
Superman wasn't that bad at all.
Superman
I,
was, to be honest, was a better movie than Fantastic Four.
yeah.
So like people are just kind of like over, oh, like they being real extra about like Supergirl. Like Supergirl
Hmm.
had its issues and its problems. I don't think it actually found its audience. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and it was kind of weird in the market. Even Supergirl was fine. It wasn't nothing groundbreaking.
Do
But
you think that maybe they shouldn't have done Supergirl right
nah,
away?
I don't like put it like this. If they was gonna do Supergirl, the way that would
Hmm.
have worked definitively, if they would have spent way
Uh-huh.
more time on Krypton. Because the Krypton
Yeah.
stuff was the most intriguing stuff.
Was Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing
Also, I had a
super.
we had like a real villain, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
If the villain was
This.
like just a natural disaster of Krypton, that would have been
Uh-huh.
dope. And then watching them like
Not.
deteriorate and the Krypton gases and
Yeah. Not
the poison in
not the
them.
not the not the DC version of Taserface. Get me.
We said that on our review. This on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But like getting back to Lancers, Lancers, I think it's was just a solid first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, from beginning, how it's constructed, the flow of the show, the pace, funny banter, it being very grounded, yes, yet also being fantastical at the same time, which is a kind of a hard, it's a hard balance to achieve. And I'm glad you brought up Peacemaker because that's like the only comp we have for like a rated
Hmm.
like a TVMA DC property where like
Hmm.
the first season it was like over the top but it was still sort of grounded, and then the second season like it just got like it just off the rails on how fantastical it was, and it was a still solid season. I didn't like the last episode a whole lot, but like other than that, still strong
Yeah.
season. I just hope we can keep this momentum for Lances, and like I think we are because to be honest, it's HBO and like they all like HP like think about it. Like there's shows that DC has that HBO has canceled for DC. It's like nah, this ain't good enough to be on HBO. So that's just goes to tell you if that shit ain't popping, like HBO
Yeah.
as an entity is gonna reject it from basically its sister company.
Because it's not just TV.
It's HBO, bro. Like
Shout out to all my Gen X millennials and
if
stuff
you
that
want, I'm saying like if you want that Sunday 9 p.m. slot, it's
yeah.
gotta be good.
And you got to think about, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking the shows HBO's had at that 9 o'clock shot on Sundays. Oz, 6 feet, 6 feet under. Dag Sopranos, Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, daggone Secession,
The
you know,
Wire.
The Wire, the
The
list
list
goes on.
goes on, man. Like
Entourage, Ballers, the
industry,
list
like
goes on.
it's a whole heap of shows. What's that show?
Mhm.
They be on the Island Resort. It's like 4 seasons now. I think it's might be on its fourth season.
Oh yeah, I like the show too. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. White Lotus.
White Lotus. So like it's
Yeah.
if it's not awesome, they not messing with it for real. So you can take it to
Hmm.
somewhere else. But yeah, man, like it really is not TV's HBO, man. Got to put respect on the property, and I'm glad that they brought back the actual HBO as it was playing games with the nonsense. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's it for this, man. Like we appreciate y'all.
Indeed.
Man, it's busy, bro. We got to give y'all the actual great Tony said not even DC Amazon Prime's Cape Crusader review. Give y'all hopefully
Yeah.
sometime this week. We're gonna have a little more time this week before like I guess started work full time. And then
Hmm.
whenever Tony finished on Star Wars Visions, we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
That's another banger. I may or may not review the end of Oak Street. It just depends if I feel like it by myself. But I saw it very
Okay.
interesting. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Really
Okay.
did,
All right.
honestly.
Once
Um
again, excuse me, I just want to say once again, Spider-Man was number one once again, brought in another $70 million this past
Domestic,
weekend.
good
Hmm.
God.
Another $70
It's
dollars.
funny, man, because someone was like, yo, I
And the
went,
Odyssey is still right there, number two, right behind it.
damn, they got legs, bro. Them
Hmm.
movies got legs. Man.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, Odyssey been in theaters for like a whole strong month by now, yo.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
it's that good of a movie. And to be real honest, to get on like, old man yells at clouds. This is how movies used to be. It would come out and they would
Hmm.
keep it in theaters. Like this whole like we gotta have a guaranteed 45-day release window is BS. Because
Hmm.
before like sometimes a movie will come out in like May and it still be in the theaters in August. Because
Hmm.
like yo, if people still going to see it, why are we taking it out? So like on the real Spider-Man, if it keeps on this rate, we might see that joint in theaters until like October. I'm just saying, man. Because at this rate, they want that hoe to hit 3 bill. They want
Hmm.
it to. Because this is if it keeps this momentum, it can easily do it.
So
And
after 3 weeks, so
The
after three
Chinese
weeks,
market ain't even open yet. You
they
realize
haven't
that?
opened it yet. No,
Nope.
I
Chinese
just want to
market ain't open
say.
yet, and Chinese market has stops with the IMAX release for them.
So Spider-Man Brand New Day, after 3 weeks, 2 billion worldwide.
minus China.
That three. That right. That three is gone, son.
Minus
I'm
China.
looking at it right. It surpassed 2 billion in global ticket sales, eclipsing the rare benchmark after just 3 weekends of release. Um, it has grossed 785 million North America and 1.23 billion overseas for a grand total of 2.022 billion dollars. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
The newest Spider-Man is one of 8 films in history reached the 2 billion club, joining the small but mighty company of Avatar, Endgame, Avatar: Way of Water, Titanic,
Titanic,
Force
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 Awakens,
Awakens, Inf-
Infinity
Infinity
War.
War. Yep, and that's it. Meanwhile, prior, meanwhile, the prior Spider-Man installment, 2021's No Way Home, was was this close with only 1.9 billion, but missed the milestone because the superhero adventure didn't play in China.
Yeah, I tell you.
Brand New Day is the second fastest film to reach the threshold after Endgame, which got there after 11 days. Now, Rashad, what's about to happen in December?
It's about to be a fun time, man. Like, I'm just saying, man, like,
Do, do
between
you do you think do you think Doomsday can get that?
I don't
Because I know everyone's talking about Doom versus Doomsday, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Doomsday is going to probably beat Doom when it comes out. Most likely going to beat Doom.
we told y'all that last year when
Yeah,
they
we
were
t- it,
selling
it,
when they said
yeah.
that they gonna release on the same day. I said, yo, it's gonna be dope. Play this. Put it like this.
Hmm.
We already have our tickets for Doomsday.
That's very much yes. We both do. Hmm.
And they're gonna probably be releasing more tickets for that eventually. They
Yeah,
haven't released outside of the 70 millimeter IMAX. They have not released tickets yet for Dune
for
3.
Doom.
So I'm just waiting for that.
Hmm.
I'm seeing play this. I'm seeing I'm seeing Doomsday December 17th at
Hmm.
1 p.m.
Hmm.
I am not playing no games. I will not be spoiled. I'll be one of the first regular people outside of like, creatives and influencers and the critics to see this movie because
Hmm.
that's how play this on a critical level. That's how not even excited I am. That's just how much I don't want to be spoiled for this.
And for me, I have my ticket for the 19th, and that's only because of that, and that's the IMAX for 19. Well, not the
And
IMAX, but the
yeah,
but let me explain something to you. The theater that I normally go to, they haven't released tickets yet, so I'm going to
so,
see it
so I'm saying so
on the day.
Tony's definitely gonna see this
I'm gonna see
twice.
it. I'm gonna see this twice in a 2 day time span. Seriously.
Yeah, because as soon as they release Dune tickets, I'm seeing that Friday.
Yeah. The entire weekend I'm going to be at the movie theater.
Yeah, because we gonna have two banger reviews
Hmm.
back to back, bro. Like
Hmm.
I cannot
And
wait. Can't
and
wait.
I talked to Rashad last night. I remember the last podcast we did when we talked about the D23 stuff. I said Rashad was like, "Yeah, they dropped a final like Doomsday kind of teaser type thing." And Rashad was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching it. This and that." Well,
Tony lied.
I lied, and it's only because I was scrolling through YouTube and it came up. It came up like when I was watching something. It came up next. I wasn't there to, and, and it came up, and I was like, "Well, we here already. Let's go." And I'm watching this, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And after I saw it, I texted Rashad and was like, "Hey man, I lied. I saw it. Didn't want to see it, but I saw it." And I said, "I think the coldest line in the history of MCU has been said in this movie, and that one line has got me so hyped up for this." Rashad sent me the eye emoji, like, "What was it?" And for those of y'all that seen it, y'all know the line I'm talking about, where Thor is about to go heads up with Doom, and he says, "You will be begging for hell well before I'm done with you." And Doom tells him, I just want to make sure I got this right. Doom tells him, as I text Rashad and told Rashad what he said, I said, "My man," he says, "Hell answers to me, for I am Doom." My nigga, what?
Yeah.
Victor Von Doom, Dr. Victor Von Doom basically told the God of Thunder, "Nigga, I am hell. I am the devil.
I'm the devil.
I cannot wait."
It's gonna be good, bro. Like it- it's I feel like some of it has been just some cheeky marketing that they've been
Mm-hmm.
doing with that. Some of it was like to build anticipation. Some of it was like, all right, y'all. But like this is only for people who be in it every day. And that's like for us. But
Yeah,
like for like the general
yeah,
public, they don't care.
yeah. They really don't
But
care.
it's some like even like how like Ryan Reynolds is joking around with at D23
Yeah.
with
Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, and
Yeah,
like there's some they may or may not be in the movie, and they kind of it's kind of goofy, but like
yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
I'm
It's
I'm ready.
you have people who have and sorry for those that are watching this for DCU and me. We're done with we're just doing a wrap up of something. You have people who kind of shied away from the MCU because of the multiversal saga. It was like it's just too much. I just what I'm saying, whatever, don't get it. Some people got turned off through the Eternals. I get it, but all that stuff like that. But you have them saying like, "Yo, is Doctor Doom really like that?" And we're like, "Yes." And I mean, Kevin Feige came out and said, with him talking to Stan Lee, Doctor Doom is the greatest villain in the Marvel universe. And that's like, and that's even hard for me to believe. Be like, "Nigga, Thanos, nigga, snapped his fingers and took half the universe away. Galactus eats planets. Trying to tell me this dude here that is mixing magic and science is a bigger problem." But it makes sense because I play video games as well. And there was a video game that came out about 15, maybe 20 years ago called Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And the main villain of that game was one Victor Von Doom. And he was washing everybody inside the MCU, the X-Men, the Avengers, because all the teams set the team up to try to stop this one person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, man, it's gonna be a fun time, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait. We can't wait to see it and like really have fun talking about it. But yeah, that's it for
Yeah.
this one, y'all.
Indeed.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you, Tony, for dealing with my technical difficulties before we
That's
started
all right,
today. It
bro,
was
brother.
trash, bro. But my whole setup was like acting real helter skelter today. But if you stay here the whole time, as you say, you the real MVP. We appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Until the next time. Peace.